Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys that we definitely want you guys to stick around for. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, I got something that I want to discuss here today that I'm not going to lie to you is probably going to make me it's going to make me pretty upset, right? I want to talk about Russell Westbrook. As you know, Russell Westbrook joined the Lakers 2 years ago. Originally, when he joined the team, a lot of people were picking the Lakers to represent the Western Conference the year he joined the team. I can give you some names: Stephen A. Smith, Kendrick Perkins, a few others. Odds makers had them as the team with the second best chances to win the NBA championship, behind the then Brooklyn Nets with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant. Some of us had question marks about the team, but nevertheless, the Lakers still went ahead and pulled the trigger and acquired Russell Westbrook. And one would assume that they did their due diligence in terms of the fit. So they acquire Westbrook. And what happens? At the beginning, some people in the public and some fans said, we have some questions. We're not really sure how this thing is going to work. And what happened? LeBron jumped on Twitter and he told everybody to keep that same energy and basically scolded the public for daring to question the roster construction. So many of us said, okay. When the Lakers got off to a slow start, because remember, they lost every game in the preseason. I don't make much out of that. I think they started off with a 10-10 record, or if I'm not mistaken. And I believe 20 of the first games that they played, or 17 out of the 21st games that they played, were home games. Think about this. And ultimately, or eventually rather, the Lakers started to struggle. And what started to happen? What started to happen was the blame game started. And it started to become the Russell Westbrook show. Everyone and their grandmother was blaming Russ. Now, let me say this again. Russell Westbrook did not play his first year. But Russell Westbrook was not the major issue the Lakers were losing. He was one of the issues. The biggest reason the Lakers were losing, or one of the biggest reasons, at least from an X and O standpoint, was that the Lakers couldn't guard a parked car. They were playing absolutely no defense. But the way that it was being characterized in the media, it was being presented as if all you need to know about the Lakers' issues is Russell Westbrook. That's all. Russell Westbrook took the majority of the blame. And then the head coach, Frank Vogel, who had helped the team win a championship 2 years prior. So they started blaming Westbrook every single day. They were making highlight reels of him, low light reels, every single thing of how he was messing up the roster. One of the other issues that was plaguing the Lakers was their bad attitude. The Lakers had a bad attitude. I think they thought that the rest of the league was just going to lay down and let them win. But to me, the most egregious part of the entire thing, his first year in LA, and most of this year, was how he was targeted. And recently, ESPN came under some fire because Dave McMenamin said he spoke to someone in the organization, or something like that, that allegedly called him a vampire. And Brian Windhorst is up there laughing. Can you imagine a vampire running through the hallway? Ha, 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 ha. Got to that point. Then Russell Westbrook's wife took to Twitter to slam these guys for basically slandering her husband's name. Then this morning, while combing through the internet, came across an article here from fadeawayworld.net that really got my blood boiling, but it gave a lot of credibility to the idea that Russell Westbrook was demonized on purpose. Let me get into this article here. NBA insider goes off on Lakers for leaking bad stories about Russell Westbrook after trade to the Jazz. Over the past 1.5 seasons, Russell Westbrook has been the biggest scapegoat for the Lakers' failures. While his fit with the team was admittedly rough from the start, Russ was far from the only problem, and his departure is far from the only solution they needed to become a contender. Still, the narrative has been that Russ was a huge burden on the team, with some reports going as far as labeling him a vampire in the locker room. Whether it's true or not, this smear campaign has been running in full force since the trade. And not everyone is a huge fan of the way it's going down. Speaking to The Athletic, NBA show insider Mo Dakhil ripped the organization for letting all the stories leak about Westbrook. That was really S from the Lakers, considering how much they talk about we care about our players and all this BS that they throw out there. As soon as Russ leaves, they immediately start unloading all the bad stories and things like that. That's just a complete BS. Bush League job from the organization when they went out of their way to go get him. And everyone was telling them from the beginning it was a messed up trade. That's from The Athletic. That's not from a YouTube channel. I want to quickly touch on another article that I just came across. Right before the Lakers traded Russell Westbrook, he donated 400 pairs of shoes to students at South LA Charter Academy. Russ may not have received the greatest treatment from Laker Nation, but it didn't mean he hesitated before giving back to the community. In fact, it was recently revealed that Westbrook donated 400 pairs of shoes at South LA Charter Academy before getting traded. Via Fox 11 Los Angeles, creating and supporting educational opportunities for underserved youth has always been a passion of mine. It's so important that every child has access to good education regardless of their socioeconomic background. My goal in partnering with LA Promise Fund is to ensure our South LA students are ready for college and ultimately succeed in a 21st century career. I thought it was important that I read that. I thought it was very important that I read that. This is the guy they were calling a vampire in the locker room. This is the guy that they demonized from dusk till dawn. From dusk till dawn. And I got to ask a question here. We're not dumb. All right? We're not dumb. If I'm on a team and I'm working with a group of guys and we're not delivering, if I'm the leader of the team, I'm not going to sit back and let one of my colleagues get the brunt of the blame while I sit there and escape through. What am I referring to? I'm referring to LeBron James. LeBron is the best player in the Lakers. LeBron was the captain of the Lakers. LeBron was 100% in the know, in vogue, of what was happening to Russell Westbrook on a daily basis. LeBron was quick to say something about Kyrie. He had something to say about this one, something to say about that. Why don't you step to the lectern and say, hey, listen, I know we're having a bad season, but blaming Westbrook every single day is becoming ridiculous. Now, maybe it's something I would do. Maybe it's something you would do, but not everybody would do that. I think it's unfair that Westbrook was made the singular scapegoat for the Lakers' problems. In any normal organization, when things like this start happening, we got to point to leadership. Now, there are two forms of leadership on a team. There's the managerial aspect, and there's the leadership on the court. How is it that Russell Westbrook was made the only scapegoat? Why didn't LeBron speak up? No, I'm asking now. If you're my friend, No. I'm going to ask the practical question. If you're my friend, and we're playing on the same team and everything is going to hell, and you see me getting destroyed on a daily basis, I'm going to ask you, hey, man, but why don't you say anything to these people? You know they're going to listen to you. I'm asking you that question. I'm asking you. Now, maybe that's too gully for some of you dudes. Maybe that's too real. Maybe that's too authentic. But I'm going to ask, and I'm going to be looking at you sideways while you let me get raked through the mud. So to me, I thought there was something very wrong with the way Russell Westbrook was treated. Nobody that got demonized to that extent gives out 400 pairs of shoes. They don't do it. They don't do it. And I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it. I think it was absolutely disgusting. And just less than a week ago, they were still at it with their tricks. It's absurd.